Share phones?
Hello and welcome to Open Till Midnight. We're a 2-hour-long web show where we talk about.
Nope, not anymore.
We talk
In
about
this new America, now we're a fucking hour and a half show about power ties
okay.
and arts of the deals.
Yeah.
And how to properly say huge.
Is that how you probably say it?
Yeah.
I don't know who's listening, but there's a good chance one of you fuckers betrayed me.
Yeah. So if you're watching our election night broadcast, you watched us slowly melt into a puddle.
Jesus Christ! Did we?
Yeah.
Did
bring that up?
we end up posting that?
It's posted.
Yeah.
Dude,
It has the most views of any of our episodes.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jesus, that night was a spiraling madness.
It's a good night. For people who are just joining us, Trump was elected president. Not that Jill Stein lady.
No.
But it's all good because there's nothing. So breaking news, Georgia Representative Tom Price has been named the Health and Human Services Secretary for the Trump administration. This follows other important announcements, like Jeff Sessions of Alabama, who was deemed too racist by the GOP Congress to be a federal judge. He's now in charge of those federal judges as the Attorney General. And Nikki Haley of North Carolina as UN ambassador.
And Secretary of Witchcraft.
And Chief White House strategist and advisor Steve Bannon of Breitbart fame. If you've never been to Breitbart, don't go there.
You know, I've often wondered what it would be like to have a country just of white people.
Yeah.
Just white people as far as the eye can see.
So you've been reading Breitbart?
White nationalism.
Can you tell me what you told me a minute ago about white nationalism?
Oh, my sweet fucking God.
Please.
I had to explain to someone in 2016 that white nationalism wasn't just white people who were patriotic.
Yeah. No, it's not. Also, if you're getting your news from Breitbart,
You know what's going to be great, though?
what?
Like, at this point, what does Alex Jones have to be angry about?
You know, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, Alex Jones makes his bread and butter off telling people that, like, the revolution should come. And I think, like, he probably supported Donald Trump, like, thinking, like,
There's
he would
no
never
way.
get elected. And now he's fucked because, like, his money is, like, on, like, his money is on, like, people being consistently paranoid of the government. So I was really curious. I was like, what does InfoWars do?
Alex Jones, when Glenn Beck just wasn't crazy enough.
Yeah.
Although Glenn Beck has come out pretty strongly anti-Trump.
One of few.
Along with, and I can't believe I'm fucking saying this, Rand Paul.
Yeah. Who is now the stopgap between Trump and whatever he wants.
Rand fucking Paul. Who is going to, who, it appears, and, you know, Sarah, you know how these movements work better than I do, but
yeah.
It looks like he's trying to build a coalition of sanity in the Republican Senate, senators and congressmen.
Yeah.
Congressors.
He's probably going to try to build a coalition where he can with moderate Republicans and Democrats to filibuster some of the crazier appointments. Jeff Sessions should never be in charge of a cabinet position. Ever. Because, you know.
Steve Bannon shouldn't be allowed in a White Castle, let alone the White House.
Oh, I agree. But, yeah.
Okay. Before we get too far, Fidel Castro died.
Yeah.
And let's just go ahead and say this right now. Fidel Castro
was a piece of shit.
I'll get there. Fidel Castro was a powerful ally to South Africans trying to break apartheid. Fidel Castro worked very hard to reverse colonialism and its influences.
Yep.
Fidel Castro overthrew a dictatorial government in taking over the country. I've just listed the 3 things
Yeah.
I think you can say about Fidel Castro
Yep.
that don't start with "Look at this bearded piece of shit and the monstrous shit he's doing."
Thank you. Yes.
The-
I was really disappointed in Justin Trudeau because what the fuck, saying that he will be remembered as a remarkable leader, and I was really bummed at Jill Stein for.
I'm not even surprised.
I'm not surprised really, but yeah, whatever. Who overthrew the shadow of an empire, which sounds like the potential title for episode 8. But
Actually, there's
Shadows of the Empire was-
Shadows of the Empire
yeah.
was a Star Wars video game for the N64.
It's
this
also
is
a
a
book.
book too.
It was a
It's
book.
It's a
too.
book, yeah. Games.
Yeah. So,
The
Timely reference.
which is
God.
for all your Star Wars needs.
So anyway, yeah, Fidel Castro was a piece of shit. I can't believe the debates I had with people about Fidel Castro. Seriously.
What about?
Just people that were like, "We've lost our comrade today. History has vindicated you," and I'm like, actually, he killed a lot.
Are
of
these
people.
people Cuban?
No, they're white suburban communist kids who think it's cool, like Fidel Castro.
These are the same fuckers that walk
Damn
around in
it.
$20 Che shirts, aren't they?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Although I did want to bring up this Justin Trudeau news later, but I figure I should say it now since you mentioned Trudeau. He tweeted on the 25th, "Today I encourage all dads to take part in the 20 minutes of action for change and talk to your sons about consent, boundaries, and respect for women."
Cool.
Good on Trudeau.
This
Why do we
is what Canada's leader is tweeting out.
Yeah.
What's our leader tweeting
I'm
out?
sure it's something about fucking some Broadway star in the butt. I don't
Well,
know.
no. Apparently, he went on a Twitter rant yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, 2 million votes are fake, apparently.
Yeah, we were watching it. Plus, rant out live in Walgreens while he was doing it.
Yeah, it was hilarious. I'm actually just gonna
Yeah.
pull this
I'm
up.
sorry, y'all, by the way, for anyone watching. I am dying.
Yeah, you're. Well,
I have a cold in my soul. Like, the cold it's moved beyond body to the metaphysical. Oh,
oh God.
what?
No, I'm just reading some of Donald Trump's tweets. This is.
Oh, did you update the Facebook page to tell them we're actually broadcasting?
I did. Don't worry. I have everything running smoothly on my end.
Nothing's broken this time.
Oh.
Okay, this is my favorite one so far. Just met with General Petraeus. Was very impressed.
Cool, man.
Was very impressed to finally meet somebody who actually divulged state secrets in emails. Very cool.
If Cuba is unwilling to make a better deal for the Cuban people, the Cuban American people, and the U.S. as a whole, I will terminate deal.
Cool. Great.
Fuck you, Trump.
It would have been so much easier for me to win the so-called popular vote than the Electoral College, in that I would only campaign on 3 or 4 states instead of the 15 states that I visited. I would have won even more easily and convincingly, but smaller states are forgotten.
What?
Okay.
This guy, he's won.
Yeah.
There's no one that's going to take this away from him. He's won
Although
it.
people want to try.
I know people want to try, and trust me, he'll probably give someone a reason to try in the coming years.
Well, honestly, the concern right now, because people are like, "Oh, the recount." It's not gonna. Y'all, I get what y'all want, but it's not gonna fucking pan out. So just knock that shit off right now. But the real concern is that come January 20th, if all this shit is still in his name, Trump Tower, all this business shit, he's breaking the law.
Evan McMullen just tweeted this literally 41 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
Executive power is a terrible temptation for the unrestrained, and even more so for the vengeful, and even more so for the insecure.
Ah!
Mm.
I'm liking McMuffin more and more the more I read his tweets.
Yeah, I don't really like his thought process.
I don't like his politics.
Oh no! What I liked was when Mike Pence was like, "Fidel Castro is dead. Liberty to Cubans. Oh, you can all rejoice this day."
That's not how it works.
And then somebody tweeted back at him and was like, "You literally put a woman in jail for having a miscarriage."
Yeah.
Fuck you, Mike Pence.
Freedom.
Although, look, if you're listening and you're worried about the next 4 to 8 years, you have every right to worry. One of my buddies said it best, though. Couple things. One, punk rock is going to be awesome for at least the next 2 years.
Rock and roll's coming back.
Number two.
Fighters are already in the studio.
Yeah. Number two, I've never seen it, and I've spoken with older members of the Guard, and they've never seen liberal groups organize and start like pushing shit this quickly.
Yeah.
When it comes to donations, when it comes to volunteership, when it comes to supporting the ACLU, Planned Parenthood, the SPLC, and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, if you're worried, we get it.
Yeah.
We're also worried, but to be, past being worried, we got to get fucking active. Which, admittedly, sounds kind of hollow coming from a fat ass laying on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's it. It seems disingenuous to me, and I said it.
Listen, I just think that it's going to be a fascinating 4 years. Let's talk about our Rogue One predictions.
Antilles.
I think that Hayden Christensen has about a 45% shot of being in the movie at some point.
At least like the top of his head.
I'm giving like a maybe a 2 or 3 minute Hayden Christensen cameo, 45% odds. Not
Why?
because I think
He was
that,
seen on set.
Oh, no. He was on set, but that was around episode 8. That was
Yeah.
not Rogue One.
it was still at Pinewood, and they shot some stuff at Pinewood for both of the movies.
Well,
So
I
Episode
assume it
9.
would.
it was 8.
No,
I thought it was 9.
No,
No,
they're still filming it.
they're finishing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, duh.
Now, that's the thing. You would not have Darth Vader with James Earl Jones voicing him,
Oh, you're right.
and then bring
Never
Hayden
mind.
Christensen.
No. You're thinking two-dimensionally, dude. Because you get some holograms of Anakin in there. No, that I see. That I buy.
There's no reason to have holograms of Anakin.
There's no reason to do a lot of shit, but we got Rogue One. By the way, it's looking like a space battle is going to be a big part of the story. Very interested to see. Always love the pilot, like the pilot culture in Star Wars.
This is gonna be like a war movie.
I'm hoping to see a little known Star Wars expanded universe character, Gorm the Dissolver, who is a cyborg with a arm from a recycling droid, and he dissolves people.
I would like for them to. I think that maybe the big like unexpected twist in this might be a mention of Thrawn, since he is like brought back into canon
Could
now
be.
and has been brought back into this time period of
Star Wars Rebels.
So
Is he currently on Rebels?
he's on Rebels right now.
Okay.
He's the main antagonist. of
Then
Rebels
that would
right now.
make sense.
So that's why I'm thinking he was brought back.
And
right
with
now.
Rebels, it kind of makes it's the geography's wonky, but the Rebels spend a lot of time like in like the fringes of space.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the Thrawn and the Chiss Ascendancy kind of hang out.
Yeah.
What odds would you give on Wedge Antilles showing up in Rogue One?
Young Wedge, I'd give like maybe a 45% chance. I'm still not putting it over betting odds, but like I would say probably 45% for Wedge. Probably a 55 to 60% chance that you get Leia in a hologram.
Even odds on Bail Organa. Although we might get a young Leia, who I think has also shown up in Rebels.
How old would Leia be at this time?
Young. Well, no, early teenager.
This is only like a year or two before.
This is the Carrie Fisher age.
This is Luke on the moisture
19.
farm.
Yeah, be about 19 then.
Yeah.
I think honestly, hologram would fine for that.
Yeah,
you need to recast that.
And
role.
you could just get Carrie to voice the hologram.
Yeah.
The
Clean that audio up.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that our female protagonist is related to Darth Vader in a way, perhaps.
Oh.
Huh?
Ooh.
Not not biologically related.
But somehow it's
An ex-apprentice, maybe an
that would be
ex-royal guard.
Ahsoka. That would be Ahsoka.
Also,
So-
hasn't there been kind of talk about there being a real lack of force usage in this movie?
Apparently, none of the like main characters are force sensitive, so they believe in the force. But there's that blind guy, and I think like he's a little.
Donnie
force-
Yen.
Yeah,
Donnie Yen, I think, is the closest thing you're gonna get to a Jedi.
but I don't think he's a Jedi. I think he just uses the force to like guide
Kung
his
fu
karate.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is super cool. I love that there's like kung fu in this movie.
Well, I like the idea that we're getting away from the idea that the Force is the Sith
Yeah.
or the Jedi. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people out there in this universe, a lot of factions, a lot of ideas.
Just like there's a lot of interpretations of Christianity, I would assume that there's probably a lot of different interpretations of how the Force works.
Yeah.
And especially in the dark times,
Mhm.
there's probably not a lot of people that really like have a clear understanding of the light side of the Force because the Jedi aren't really around anymore.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, I'm intrigued by it. All I know is that I want Elo Asti to show up as like a younger version of himself, and then not die, so he can die in episode 7.
do you think we'll see Porkins?
Yeah.
Young Porkins?
I have a feeling.
Ooh.
See, because we know the space battle plays a part in it.
Yeah.
I get the feeling we could see Pops, we could see Davish, we could see
Yeah.
Biggs, we could see
Porkins,
Wedge, we
yeah.
could see Porkins.
I don't know if we see Porkins. I think Porkins might be a little too young on the timeline
Mhm.
for him to be flying.
Well, again, this is just a year
No, well,
because
Okay.
they New Hope,
yeah. Are we talking about?
Rogue One,
We're
yeah.
not, are we talking about? Okay, Porkins. Okay, for some reason I got that confused with dude from episode 7 that we were following.
Snap.
Snap Wexley.
No, not Snapwax. Oh yeah, Snapwax.
Snap
Yeah,
Wexley.
with his giant robot.
With
yeah.
Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones.
Yeah.
By the way,
Mr. Bones, the creepiest name you could give a robot.
I
Also-
want Mr. Bones to be in the next movie really
also
bad.
the shittiest Sega Saturn game.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I keep forgetting that there's like these like people that are that we could see from A New Hope in this film. You know, I really kind of find it interesting that some of the prequel actors are coming back.
I mean,
I'm not surprised because like they would have to, but I kind of hope that this movie will. What?
So, Merriam-Webster posted, people keep one saying they don't know what genderqueer means, then 2 asking why we added it to the dictionary. Somebody replied to Merriam-Webster, better get ready to add the 12,000 other sexualities to that list too then. Merriam-Webster responded with 4 words, we were born ready.
That's awesome.
Fuck yeah, Merriam-Webster. Fuck yeah. God, you guys are cool.
The dictionary is so cool.
it is. SmackDown is in the dictionary now.
Awesome.
That makes me happy.
I like that they're bringing in the prequel characters though.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think it's like what we were talking about the other day was that it could actually sort of maybe reconcile the prequels a little bit.
It could. They have to be very selective with who they bring in, though.
Look, and there's no saving how boringly those movies are shot, how cluttered the CGI battles are, how poorly written they are.
Yeah.
It is interesting to me though that I've got the vibe when the Force Awakens tour was going on. They were like, don't talk about the prequels. Don't acknowledge them. They were there, but like don't remind people that they existed. I kind of like that. Like Rogue One's being like, it's a part of it.
Yeah.
These
Just deal
characters
with
are
it.
a part of it. We're gonna take what that framework was, and we're gonna like try to make it cool.
Also, look at it this way. Episode 7 is so far away from like timeline wise where the prequels took place.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, it's true. It was good for them. It was beneficial, but
I mean, it would have been a lot
even in
harder
episode
for them.
7, though, there wasn't a lot of references to like stuff that happened in the prequels.
No, but at the same time, that's such a
far away. place.
far away time period that I think that it would be harder for them to add those references in.
Yeah.
Well, I think if we look,
Rogue One's
let's
perfect.
okay. So, and let's look at the action sequences that we've seen. Talking about these relationships between these two movies, right?
Yeah.
In Episode 7,
yeah,
the lightsaber battles were much more like they were in Jedi and Empire and New Hope.
Yeah.
You know, these were not spin, kick flip,
just
twist,
10 minutes of like just
no spinning, none of that shit.
Yeah.
These were just people going at one
mashing
another.
the B button.
Yeah, they were just
no combos, just mashing the B button.
You know, there were steam coming off them. They were tired. They were sweaty. They were getting hurt. And then now, and you know, it was a much more intimate feeling of battle.
Yeah,
right?
and it was for both Rey and Finn, it was their first time picking up a lightsaber.
Exactly,
and you felt that like sort of the same way you felt it with Luke, where it was like
even with Kylo, Kylo had just gotten done, slaughtering his father. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah,
movie's been out for almost a year now.
But now compare and contrast what we've seen of Rogue One so far with the prequels.
Yeah.
You know, Rogue One seems to have just very frenetic, a lot of action going on, a lot of moving parts in their battle sequences that we've seen.
But I think it's a frenetic side of Star Wars that we haven't really seen up close. Like we always knew those battles.
I think you're absolutely right. We saw two types of battles in the prequels.
Yeah.
We saw the colossal side battles. You know what I mean? Like we saw the Federation, the Trade Federation and the Republic.
Yeah.
Smashing into one another. Yeah. Then we saw like the best Sith against the best Jedi.
Yeah, just going for 10 minutes and like to the point where it was boring.
Now we're watching Commandos.
Yeah, you're watching like the people that you always were like, those people exist in Star Wars, but like you just kind of were like, we'll never see those fights because like we're watching the Jedi, and now it's like we're gonna watch like just people.
Yeah, just assholes trying to survive.
Yeah. I kind of like that. I think that's really cool. It was a neat idea to do a standalone movie sort of based on that. And I get that this was sort of like the obvious one because everyone's kind of curious about like the Death Star plans. You guys remember me talking about like how I wasn't necessarily stoked about this story.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm still not entirely stoked about this story. Like I didn't really want to watch this story, but maybe I'll really love watching it. I mean, my problem with like prequel things is like it's sort of like you know that they're gonna steal the plans and get them to Leia, right?
Right.
So we go into it with that knowledge. So my hope is that they'll throw us some stuff along the way that we weren't expecting. Like
also set up characters that come in for later movies.
Yeah, I think that there's probably going to be like some hints about Rey's parentage and stuff like that, probably in Rogue One or something like that, maybe. But
plus,
and the thing about Rey's parentage and like Rey in general is I am content to just sort of let Episodes 7, 8, and 9 just sort of flow over me. Just like I'm willing, like I'm kicking back. Like I remember, like finding out that
no trade disputes or anything like that. You just
you don't want viceroys arguing.
No, I don't.
What I mean is, I was so like I was just like, hey, Snap Westwood, that guy seems awesome. Like finding out that Rey's helmet came from like a Tanab Yellow Ace, or a Tirfan Yellow Ace. Just these little things to enjoy about the movies and enjoy about finding out about them without like having to reach beyond them to like project.
There's certain things that I wish Force Awakens would have tackled more. I mean, if they just spent like maybe 10 more minutes on what the state of the galaxy was.
Yes, God. And they spent 5 more minutes explaining how, like, who the Starkiller base was attacking.
Yeah, and like why the First Order was where they were, why Leia was this general in a bunker when there was already a Republic forged and stuff like that. That's the stuff that I was gray on until someone clarified it for me. But
I didn't get clarified shit. Oh, speaking of, this is my background right now.
Let me see. Show me. Yep.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That's canon.
Pretty sweet.
EU canon. But.
Alright. No, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
No, it really has that importance. What were you gonna say?
I forgot at this point.
Oh, okay. Star Wars.
So
all the discussion
has
come to this point.
Yes.
Tickets are on sale right now.
Okay, cool.
They went on sale on Sunday.
Okay.
At midnight.
We need to buy at least 3.
So are we thumbsing up? Am I clicking this?
Yeah, go for it. Thank you.
Or am I? Because I'm.
Oh, we need 4.
Oh, okay.
Sure, yeah. Me and Roy can get you back for that. That's good.
Yeah, that's cool. Just
Sorry,
go back to
thank
this page. No, that's cool.
Are
That's
you?
cool.
Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine. We're live streaming our ticket purchase. Except you can't see my credit card information.
Woo!
Haha.
Hey.
Somebody's gonna pull up a high def reflection of the television.
Nope.
Enhanced.
Zoom.
Wait, I'm gonna put this down here so you can't see my fingers.
Oh, and we're gonna have a reaction special
Although
for y'all.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I'm buying tickets for one early enough that we can have a reaction special afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're fine.
I'm really excited about
So they've been in talks, and people and both parties have sort of mentioned it, but it's looking like Mr. Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
Oh, it's confirmed.
It's
Yeah.
confirmed. Yeah.
It's confirmed. Yeah.
That's old young Lando.
That is the most perfect casting for a Star Wars character.
You couldn't do better.
Yeah.
You could not. There is no like we sit here and talk about you know who can play Wedge, you know who can play Morgan. No,
It's like
you can't beat that for Lando.
I don't even think if they were smart, they didn't audition anyone else. They were just like, "You want to do this?" And he's like, "Yes." Right now.
It's like Simon Pegg for Scotty. Like, who else were you gonna pick?
For sure.
What the fuck happened? Sorry.
Oh no.
Live streaming our ticketing now. You getting that IMAX?
No.
That RPX.
RPX.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be in the theater with the
It takes your senses out to the woodshed and fucks them.
RPX. You don't need ears.
RPX. There is no movie.
RPX. It's like a hate crime for your brain.
Oh man.
RPX is just 2 hours of the Inception sound.
I would watch the fuck out of that.
Can I have 2 for Wall, please? Are you sure, sir? I heard this movie. No spoilers.
Oh man.
Alright. I need the right zip code. Damn it!
RPX. The cinematic equivalent of that black trench coat you bought when you were 14.
14. RP. What do we think the third standalone movie is going to be? I still think it's Obi-Wan in the desert.
I hope so. That's what I want.
And if they do that, if it's not Ewan McGregor,
That would be the only way they could do it. So I wouldn't want anyone else.
And
one of these has to be correct.
it's,
Sorry.
I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey!
are we ready for RPX?
We're not going to RPX.
It rhymes with sex.
God damn.
We're going to Star Wars story. We're gonna take a break and then come back and fuck your mom.
RPX. the important question is,
Yeah.
if you could be a starfighter pilot
Yeah.
in Star Wars, what would you pilot?
Ooh.
I mean,
Please keep in mind the correct answer is Y-wing. The Y-wing is the correct answer.
Those are really cool.
Y-wings are pretty cool. I'm gonna say this. Obvious choice, X-wing. For me.
Right.
Yeah.
But if I had the chance and could do something really cool with it,
Yeah.
one of those Naboo starfighters.
Yeah, those are
Episode
cool.
1. It was honestly the only cool thing to come out.
I never liked them.
I
They
like
just
their design. They're a little bit sleeker. I'll
that's
say
it.
that.
Like they to me they had a feeling of style over substance.
But it also looks like they painted it with mustard.
I mean, I do like hot dogs. I mean, you got a good point there. So we got a Naboo starfighter, a Y-wing. So far, we are suck squadron.
Yeah. I would probably do. I mean, X-wing is so obvious. Like,
Feel my mustard drop.
Y-wings are cool. I don't know. It might be lame if I really want to pilot an X-wing. That looks cool as shit.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
not lame.
I know I've asked a few people and they're like TIE interceptor. And I was like, you're gonna die. Like, no, I'm gonna kill you because I can go like twice as fast as you can.
Yeah, you also gotta have the reflexes to navigate shit at that speed.
You're also made of like graham crackers.
Can I command a Star Destroyer? Is that allowed?
It's not a starfighter, but I mean,
can I do what I do?
you have no idea. You have no idea. I spent
I'll get a cool
literally.
uniform.
Yeah.
Of course, you want the uniform.
So tight and leathery.
Yeah.
Although for a captain it's gray. For a Grand Admiral it's white. For a Moff it's brown.
I'll make it work.
Well, if you go full Warlord, you can do whatever you want. Warlords will do.
I want to be in Contra Club. I don't think I can be actually. So. Yeah.
But
But
you have no idea how much mental runtime I dedicate to like. So if I was in Star Wars and I had a capital ship, what would I name it?
Yeah. My thing would be like, what would it be like to be a cantina band in like Star Wars? Like, would touring be difficult? Would they
Space
pay well?
touring.
I mean, like, would it be like, how's the punk rock scene like in Star Wars?
Oh, it's gonna be amazing.
I would bet like there's probably like no shortage of like venues you could play in Star Wars, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, then you got to worry about like if this venue didn't like you, do they eat you?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what
if this venue likes you, do they like chain you to the freaking
that is a movie I would watch the fuck out of. Just
like
a cantina band.
a cantina band?
Just like all this shit's going on around them, and they're just like, we just gotta get to the next gig, man. So we're just gotta.
The
really
They
big gigs
Jedi
asking
stowed away on their
They're just like,
warship.
oh fuck, oh fuck.
Hey guys, we got a sweet contract doing the USO shows. That sounds great. Wait, USO shows, and then it's just like Darth Vader standing there in front of like millions of stormtroopers, like, how y'all feeling? There's one stormtrooper like 40 back and he goes, yeah, like that guy feels us.
I would love that.
We can make that.
I would watch.
Honestly, and that's kind of like joking momentarily aside because we're gonna go back to it. I do worry about what the reaction is going to be now from the mouse when it comes to like big fan projects.
Oh, they've embraced it.
That's so far from what I've
They've
seen.
got the Star Wars Fan Film Festival thing that Mark Hamill's hosted 2 years in a row now, which I think he's had a lot to do with. But like,
which is awesome.
Yeah. But no, I hope that they'll continue that.
We can fucking do it. Get in touch with
I was gonna
first.
say I was surprised that we haven't like
do
done one.
Do this band one.
The band one.
I really like that. How's everyone feeling? That guy feels us.
What's up, First Order? Yeah.
We're
All right.
We're Bachman Twi'lek Overdrive. We're thinking of changing our name, but not right now.
Play me something I can dance.
Do you know any funk? Yes. It's just.
Make it spicy.
That's awesome.
It could be really awesome.
Yeah, that could be really funny. I hope they'll continue with the fan film festival. I think that they've realized that like those will exist.
Well,
no matter what.
On the opposite end, we've seen really negative reactions to Star Trek fan films.
Because all of those are horrible.
Not all of them. Some of them.
Some of them are actually really good. It's actually kind of weird. I didn't know this until Go played a Star Trek convention. That like a lot of the actors from Star Trek appear in some of the fan films.
Oh yeah.
In character, which is technically not allowed.
And for the longest time, the parent company sort of looked the other way.
Yeah.
But since the Abrams reboot, they seem to have been more litigious.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which bums me out. Number one, Star Trek is the primordial modern fandom.
Yeah.
They can ebb and wane as much as they do. You know, other ones can become popular. Certainly, the internet's made fan communities a given.
Yeah.
But Trekkies are the first. Like, they are the progenitors of this. Certainly, there were fan groups for artists and artisans and shit before then. But really, in the modern media sense, I think Trekkies are the example, the patient zero.
They have the sandbox built for them, and sort of like they were like the first sci-fi sandbox where people were like, I have ideas of what I would do in like a world like this, you know.
And that's it. It has served. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's been a double-edged sword all over. Although I have heard from a lot of, and I've experienced a little bit of it firsthand. There is. You do occasionally, when you run into fan arrogance, you can often. I often run into it when it comes to like Trekkies and things of that nature.
Trekkies are. Well, we don't play conventions anymore. They were my least favorite group of people to play to.
Really?
Yep.
Low energy or
just it was I played every like when Gurwago was playing shows, we played like every fandom ever. Like I played Doctor Who conventions and Stargate conventions, like stuff that I didn't really even know that much about at the time. Like Stargate I didn't know anything about. And people were always pretty cool, like Supernatural conventions, and like, but everyone was kind of just like, oh, this band here, that's really awesome. Star Trek conventions were different. People there are very like snobby and elitist, kind of. Maybe just the ones I went to.
Maybe.
But like, I was super not comfortable.
And I think that amount of arrogance, like, in the older fandoms, I think Star Trek and comic books, I think, have the worst reputation for that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's a lot of comic conventions that were unpleasant too.
I imagine.
Yep. Yeah, but that's kind of just part of. I've never been a huge fan of the Star Trek fandom, just because I've been around a lot of the people in the fandom. So.
And while often fans can turn an opinion, Invader Zim to this day bothers me.
Nope, I don't even touch it.
Because Johan Vasquez's fucking fandom is the fucking worst thing on the face of the planet.
He's also a piece of shit, but like, kind of.
I mean, that's why I don't participate in the fandom. I just enjoy the show. I'm
sure.
Lonesome.
Absolutely.
There's some things like that I don't.
But there's some things I can't disconnect from. It's sort of like
Homestuck kind of. I couldn't even read that comic because the fandom just was something.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm not even touching this because I'm not going.
It certainly united a lot of people. It gave a lot of people a thing.
I appreciate that it did. So.
The makers of Gray Potty Paint had a good couple of years there.
Yeah, dear Lord. I had some friends that couldn't get that shit off. Apparently Gray's really hard to get out.
Yep.
So.
He looked kind of like a rock monster for like a week.
Yeah. So, Star Wars is cool though.
Yes.
I've always really liked people in the Star Wars fandom.
Well, because I think Star Wars more
There's
so
a
than
sense of wonder there. I think. Yeah.
Even more than Star Trek. Star Wars Star Wars tells you up front, like, hey, there's space wizards and laser swords. All right, you're gonna be fine here. And it lends itself, I think, better than most other, to at least a lot of other fandoms, to like the nooks and crannies. The Tales from Jabba's Palace, Tales of the Bounty Hunters. The X-Wing series. I Jedi.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was saying, like, someone asked him, like, do you like Star Trek or Star Wars more? He's like, well, you understand, like, Star Wars wasn't made for me. Like, Star Trek was made for me because it's, like, an inquisitive show that, like, asks a lot of important questions about science and the morality of science. And, like, Star Wars is, like, it's ethereal and it asks a lot of questions about spirituality. And it's Shakespearean. It's very, like, tragedy of the family. So it's, like, sort of, like, asking you that question doesn't make sense because, like, I'm really not the person to ask about that. You need to ask, like, an English major what they prefer more. And I was like, that's an interesting perspective, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I still think that
Is
Star
it too
Wars
late to
should be
vote
good.
for Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yep.
Unless we take those 2 million illegal votes and cast them all
Neil
for
deGrasse
Neil
Tyson.
deGrasse Tyson.
Get Russia on the phone.
Alright.
I gotta admit, I'm a little surprised they didn't film Star Wars back to back.
I am not. I get the feeling that
Also, the feeling it's not written yet. So
well, I think after the shitstorm that was production on 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I think they had.
Yes.
I think they had working scripts. Nothing. No, not a shooting script. I don't even think a reading script yet, but I think they had working scripts for 7, 8, and 9.
I think they have outlines. I think that I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting because it's not written or directed by J.J. Abrams at this point, so which could be a good thing.
Good thing. The Into Darkness was actually pretty good.
I still remember when they announced the sequel trilogy, like you and I going to Starbucks and just speculating endlessly about stuff. And what was
Boy, were we wrong!
There was some stuff that we were right about though. We were saying that like Han Solo was gonna take like the young apprentice and sort of show them the ropes. So we were kind of right about
We were
that.
projecting Han as likely dying.
Yeah.
I think that was a given if he was going to show back up.
But our big, we were wondering who the big bad was going to be, and I think.
What do we even think it was? I don't remember.
I know we thought for a while they were going to do something like the Yuzong Vong, like something like just completely out of the Empire's mostly gone and we've mostly gotten back to peace, and holy shit, what are they?
Yeah.
But no, like we talked about the idea of they did.
I think I mentioned Revan. I thought that they
Revan. You might do Revan because Revan. Thrawn, we of course wanted Thrawn.
I think a lot of people were like, "What if they just did Thrawn, but everyone's old?"
Well, I think that was me wishful thinking it up. I think the coolest thing we hit on that we'll never get in this speculative conversation we had 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Was what we were talking about how the Empire was pretty clearly fascism.
Yeah.
And the inherent problems with fascism, and how it would be cool to see on the other end of that we have communism. Yeah. We've got the Stalin style communism. Let's look at the problems with that. Let's look at the problems when the collective just runs a fucking muck.
Just say it's the people's will now, and it's who makes the law?
The people's will just looks like utter chaos, and there's just nothing. So you take this rebellion that we're riding high on the hog just with shoot and run tactics,
and then it becomes Egypt 2009.
Yeah, and now they've got to figure out how to run an economy, which sounds boring. It sounds like the whole trade negotiations. But the cool thing is now we're coming in on older heroes with a younger generation, trying to find again balance.
Yeah, and the stoic Leia that maybe isn't so stoic when there's no war going on. Yeah, it would have been an interesting story. So maybe. I mean, who knows?
I think that was the coolest thread we sort of hit on. Because of course it was like, oh, somebody leads a droid rebellion. Somebody, space monsters from outside of the galaxy.
I would still love to see like that be a thing. Honestly, just like not the dark side, anything. It's just like some crazy folk that want to kill the Jedi.
They did the Yuzong Vong and the new Jedi Order series, and they were interesting. I think a lot of people kind of got burned out on them because the new Jedi Order series went on for fucking ever. Then they did. Then Jason Solo fell to the dark side. There was the New Rebellion. Actually, I think the New Rebellion happened first, where Corellia was just like, "Fuck you, we're the New Rebellion now." The Republic was like, "What the tits?
Yeah.
Like, we just got shit working. Like, we just got the toilets working." But they had like Lovecraftian monsters show up. They had like this Lovecraftian force entity, just like fuck all y'all shit. And I think a lot of writers after
we might see that too.
We will.
Like, depending on I think what happens after this trilogy.
I think with the blowback against the prequels, I think the novelists got the call like, look, just figure it out. Like, look, just do what you fucking want. And they did, and it seemed really cool. There were some real misses in there for me. They did one story where it's like Cade Skywalker, the ancestor of Luke, for 120 years in the future, and he's just he's a smuggler, and he's gross, and he's drunk, and but he's gonna save the galaxy. Like, I'm fucking tired of this already.
And he's drunk.
He's so drunk.
It's so extreme. I was like, the 90s ended forever ago.
Yeah.
You pieces of shit.
There's a bottle of space whiskey tied to his bastard, bro.
Space juice. It's that blue juice, but it fucks you up. It's like blue milk. It's like fuck up blue milk. Yeah.
What you want, space dark liquor or space white liquor?
And Baruch slapping you in the face.
At some point, they're gonna get. They can't keep telling the dark side's coming back again and going to fuck your shit up.
Honestly, and what that to me, the most refreshing thing in the world would be if Snoke has no interest in the fucking dark side whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's just like, who gives a shit? Money, dear boy, money.
That would be interesting. It's just I just want.
Turns out he's so thin because it was Jabba the Hutt, and he got all thin after he got blown up. Twist.
It's just Mel Brooks in the hood. Merchandising boy.
It's fucking Mickey Mouse.
It's me.
It's just like merchandising. Pulls out Spaceballs of flamethrowers, burns right in the face. The problem with moving away from the dark side's coming back is that at this point, at least the films have set themselves up about being stories about balance, stories about I don't even want to call it moderatism, but stories about don't go too far this way, don't go too far that way, and you'll probably be all right. And while I think there is a lot of merit in saying okay, how does balance deal with famine? How does balance deal with a populist uprising? How does balance deal? While I think there is merit in those stories, I think you'd see a lot of resistance to those being Star Wars stories. You know what I mean?
I would like to see I've said this a million times on the show. I say every show. I would love to see a Sith and their Apprentice movie.
Oh yeah,
that would be awesome.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it would just no Jedi. It's just them training, and then it's about the Apprentice killing the Sith Lord in the end. I would also really.
I will say this.
Yeah.
You kind of already got that with Force Unleashed on the Xbox 360.
You did, and you get it kind of with SWTOR a little bit. You get that story, but I'd love to see that's sort of what they did in SWTOR with
And the cool thing about the Old Republic was it became very clear that the Sith and the Jedi are nowhere near monolithic.
Yeah.
You have got some shitlord fascist ass Jedi, and you've got some Sith who. Really, they're look, we can either be mindless drones to a republic that nobody actually ever seems to vote on, given how much fucking corruption there is, or we can actually try a different system.
Yeah.
And Of course, you have everything in between. You've got all the sadists and masochists and fucking fascists.
I would like to see you, like, if you guys ever got to do a Star Wars movie, I would like to see, like, a horror Star Wars movie.
There are some horror Star Wars stories.
I would like to see, like, you know what a real challenge would be? If you did, like, a 2-character, 1-character horror Star Wars film. Could you do that?
Yeah, easily. I would. First thought, if we're going with first thought, I'd probably do like something like a haunted space station.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Something, not like Event Horizon springs to mind, but the idea that there was. So okay, you like the Force, right?
Yeah.
Let me grab a beverage.
Yeah.
You like the Force because it codifies not only the idea of an afterlife, but the idea of balance and ideals and passion.
Yeah.
Passion having literal power and peace having literal power, right?
Yeah.
Well, the opposite side of the coin of that is that power is not coming from you. Yoda said it. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah. So if you have a space station just floating out in the middle of nowhere, that was the site of a massive sin.
Yeah.
Just the worst fucking tragedy. The meanest, sickest, most awful fucking thing the Force is gonna fucking remember.
Yeah, like even the Sith don't talk about it.
Yeah, like
nobody fell to the dark side so bad that like the Sith don't even.
Yeah, like nobody goes near it. Light doesn't go near it. It's just in this black place.
Yeah.
That's where I'd start.
That'd be cool.
Excommunicated Sith Lord haunts it.
Yeah. I would say all the inhabitants do. They're
all maybe not haunted, but excommunicated Sith Lord inhabits
it. Isn't really alive, but like isn't really dead. Like,
honestly,
Space Jason.
You want that Force Ghost. Force Ghosts they can be we've seen them as comforting things, right?
Mm.
Like Hayden Christensen. He gets to look nice and have wavy hair again. He's okay.
Yeah.
But what if you were forced to stay on Earth?
Yeah.
And the only expression you had was what the Force understood, which is either passion or peace.
Yeah.
So you were either mindlessly moving through the motions, or you were screaming for eternity.
Yeah.
The Force does not have to be something that is comforting. The Force should be terrifying.
Yeah, I'd love it if it was like a Jedi that was like had this super idealistic like view of the Force.
And it's just gone. She's just leaving like nope.
She's like everything will be alright in the end because the Force is guiding me. And it's just like no, the Force is here. The Force is gonna fuck you up.
And the Sith should say like, oh, the Force is here and it hates you. The
trees hate you. Yeah.
If
I would watch.
Off the top of my head, that's what I would
Disney
write.
will never make that movie.
No.
But I would kill to see that movie. So
Phantom Fest.
yeah, some of this.
Oh, we're doing the Cantina movie. We're doing the Cantina band.
Hell yeah.
Do we have any Gamorreans in the house?
What's up?
I don't understand you guys ever, but you always rock out hard in the pits. We really appreciate it.
Please don't eat any of the moshers.
Please stop paying us in hams.
Like, who here wants a T-shirt? You just took one, and you're eating it.
Yeah.
All right.
We got a merch table set up. No, there's a tiny droid revolution going on a merch table. No merch until the droid sides have settled their tiny war. Please. Thank you. Whoever parked the unknowable ebony spaceship powered by a dying star, you're blocking the driver the entrance. You're blocking the handicap spaces, dude. That's not cool. Give it up for the opening band. The sound of a man being screaming after being shot in the stomach. He's opened for us 4 times on this tour. We never asked him to.
That's awesome.
Oh god.
They play like Jabba's. And like it's just like, and our bassist is a slave now.
It's like, Ricky, why are you wearing that collar? I got enslaved.
Cool. What?
Is that going to affect the touring schedule, man? I don't know.
Oh man.
Comes out in one of those like net bikini things that like net and chick bikini.
Yo, I seriously want to make the band movie. That's awesome. That's really cool.
No, just put that person in the slave Leia costume.
Yeah,
It's not wait. I was like, it's not slave Leia. It's just what Jabba wants you to wear.
Yeah, it's like
no matter who you are.
That's just the outfit, no matter what gender.
Terry got enslaved. Like, Terry, you're back. Yeah, I just put on a jumpsuit. If it turns out if you're not wearing the thing, they don't know who you are.
I would love that.
And then, of course, the second film would be The Rise of Terry. Where Terry's like, hey, I want to run the band. Like, no, you can't. And then it just cuts to Terry, like, meditating over a red crystal little lightsaber. That's me, Keenan.
Yeah. Yo, I want to film myself. I want to write this.
They have to enter a battle of the bands against the space dubstep group.
Like, oh no, Space Morrissey. Come over to the shrub side of the floor. It's great.
Shut up, Space Morrissey!
So, Space Morrissey, every time you show up, it rains space rain.
It's literally the character is just named Space Morrissey.
It's like, are you guys ready for the Battle of the Bands? Yeah! Run in and they actually start shooting at us. Like, we misunderstood the rules!
You have to be very specific with Twi'lek.
What's gonna happen afterwards? I don't know, probably dancing. They celebrate everything with dancing.
What if we just dance?
No joke, I went to the sexiest funeral ever last week.
Cut to.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
That would be an awesome film.
Alright.
Drops dirt.
What do we use for money?
That's a good question.
Dirt.
We're gonna have to host some kind of car wash. We'll make a documentary about the car wash. Attack of the Vans.
Oh god.
Oh, they have to have a space van.
No, they got like the shittiest like
Space van.
space van.
Okay.
Are we just writing our Star Wars fan film on the air at this point?
Space Winnebago.
Are we that depressed after this fucking month?
Space Winnie.
Oh, I mean, there's other things we could talk about, but would you? I mean, I'm cool with this right now.
Well, I got to pee, so let's take a break.
We got 15 minutes left.
Ah!
You want to just? What do you want? Go pee.
No, wait.
No, go
No, wait.
Alright.
The
But yeah, we should.
yeah, there'd be a lot of blacks in our Star Wars fans.
They got like a shitty van, like a shitty, like old, beat up, like reused.
The
like,
Millennium Econo line.
The Econ.
The Millennium Astro. Just an Astro van.
We just duct tape some wings on the side.
Not even wings. It's just an Astro van with a jet engine on the back.
Terry, if you're piloting, you have to wear the helmet. I don't want to wear the helmet. It pinches my head. Look, it's the space law.
Space law, yeah, they like get busted for like selling death sticks. Like,
Yes. You guys selling death sticks? No, sir. Where's your helmet? It pinches his head, sir. You know, it is space law. It's just a stormtrooper in a spacesuit floating outside because it's space.
Goddamn Terry.
It's space law. Are you just making the sound with your mouth? No.
they're like in the cantina, like when all this shit's going down with Luke and like Obi-Wan and all that. They're just watching from like another booth, like, yo, I think you just shot a dude.
No, you didn't. Whoa, you look good on his arm!
Bail!
Yeah, it's like, look, dude, go talk to the bartender. Tell him we had a fucking family issue. I'm not playing the arm chop bar.
You always want to play Tatooine. Why do you always want to play Tatooine?
Because it'll get us some real cred. What does that even mean, Terry? Real musicians play Tatooine. What, those butthole mouth guys? Those guys are weird, Terry. One of them sent me a dick pic and it looked like a custard pie. It's weird.
It's fucking weird.
I would be genuinely shocked if we don't get sued for this show.
Yeah. It's fan speculation.
Yeah.
It's fan speculation about what could potentially be in a Star Wars fan film.
We don't have any. There's no
We're gonna have to
visual
put-
representation.
We're going to have to
of
put
anything.
Keenan in a robot mask.
There are no copyrighted images.
That's awesome.
The rise of Jet.
Just take one of those Optimus Prime masks, spray paint it silver,
Cut it in half.
put it on Keenan's face.
I'm more machine now than man. Terry, I literally saw you buy that at Target.
I'm using the photos. No, you're not. That's just waving your hand, man.
I can see the fishing line.
Soon you'll understand the fruits of my plan. Terry, did you change the Bandcamp login again?
Yes, we'll never guess.
Is it Terry Rocks 1986?
No.
Yes.
Terry Rocks 1984. Thank you.
You weren't born in 1984.
Shut up.
That's awesome.
No one's gonna watch our Star Wars fan movie.
This feels like a pretty good fan movie.
If we just make everything space something for it, like Space Band Camp,
We're going to paint me green and put tusks on me,
Okay.
that's fine.
so I'm half Gamorrean
There you go.
or half Morian.
I want to be Twilight.
Yeah. You just are a beard haver.
All right, I can do that. Then Keaton does everything that we thrust upon him.
Let's just start. That's my band right
Text Keenan. Ask him if he wants to be a really useless megalomaniac in Star Wars named Terry. But we'll spell it weird, so it's not the same Terry.
No.
It's not Earth Terry, it's Space Terry.
Space
Exactly.
Terry.
We'll spell it T-A-T-E-A-R-Y.
Terrain.
Terray. Episode 3, The Van Awakens. The van becomes self-aware.
Oh God.
Whoa. It's about 10 minutes, so you want to call it early tonight?
Yeah.
Well, real quick before we leave,
What up?
one thing, because this is a fairly big moment in fandom, nerd culture, video games, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15
Yeah.
comes out tomorrow.
Are you going to get it?
10 years in development. Probably not, because I don't have a PS4
Yeah.
or the Xbox One at the
Nice.
moment.
How has it been 10 years in development?
Well, because originally the game was announced as Final Fantasy 12 Versus or Final Fantasy 11 Versus. I can't remember. It was announced as a Versus game, like a fighting game.
Huh.
And then that morphed into what we have now. No, it was 13 Versus. That's what it was. Final Fantasy 13 Versus. And then for some reason they decided to take that and mold it into the boy band road trip thing that's going on with this game.
I haven't played any of them since X2.
Hmm.
I liked X2.
Hmm.
Or 10-2, I'm sorry.
Weird.
It was very Sailor Moon. It was very cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll take that over 10.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 10 sucked on wheels.
Although I did find it rather annoying that 10-2 made you want to get the super good ending, and then the super good ending is you bring Titus back to life.
Yeah, fuck you, Titus.
That's not a super good ending.
No.
Terrible ending.
Gatlinburg is on fire. Sorry, I'm like watching this shit go down right now.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
have you gotten any more updates?
Just that Gatlinburg like was about to be on fire, and now like there's a chef in Gatlinburg from like one of like the main stretch of. Have you guys been to Gatlinburg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a restaurant like on the main stretch. And
Where you can see the hill?
it's on fucking fire. Like the sous chef is just like
Mm.
fire.
But it hasn't hit the town.
It's hit. It's they've evacuated Main Street Gatlinburg now, and it's at the edge and the gate of the Dollywood complex. They said
Oh
now.
wow!
Holy shit.
So it's like there
The
now.
Smokies is smoking for real.
Yep.
Oh, Margaret Hamilton. You might know her from the meme, like, oh hey, do you know the lady who coded all the software, got Apollo 11 to the moon? She coded it by hand.
Yeah.
She apparently was awarded the Medal of Freedom.
Yeah, she was.
There you go.
So was Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So was Vin Scully.
So Obama gonna get on helping those Dakota Access Pipeline people? Maybe call the fucking police off.
That would be kind of nice, right?
It would be.
Maybe get Merrick Garland on that bench before you go.
Who knows? One more update, because we haven't done a Kickstarter story in a long time.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, we need to.
It's not directly related to Kickstarter, but you remember a little thing called Star Citizen?
Yeah, I remember Star Citizen.
All right. So last week, actually the day that we would have done a show last week, the Star Citizen developers announced that they will share all production schedules going forward with players.
Okay.
The same day as, or the same week as, on Waypoint, which is Vice's gaming channel or gaming news service, we have a story produced by Kyle Brodsky that's headlined, "I sold my Star Citizen fleet to finance a new car." So maybe it's just a little bit too late for Star Citizen with trying to be transparent with their buy-in base, especially considering they haven't really produced anything of worth for them yet. And I'm pretty sure it's still at close to $90 billion funded on Kickstarter.
How much?
Like close to 90 million.
I'm pretty sure somebody just took that money.
They are clearly developing something. I mean, they put out little pieces here and there, like this is like as like tech demos, like proof of concept sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But nothing to substantiate the wide array of gaming experiences that Star Citizen is supposed to.
I have a feeling a lot of people are going to get No Man's Sky.
Speaking of No Man's Sky, a new update, huge update came out this week.
How'd it go?
Actually, fairly well. They added base building, a lot of other stuff. Also hinted at possibly including land vehicles at some point in the game as well. It's basically a good chunk of what players thought they were going to get day of release. And I'm curious to see how the fan base responds. Because those guys at Hello Games have been completely silent since the release of that game on like social media, regular media. They've basically just held their tongue outside of whenever their Twitter account got hacked and they came out and said, "Hey, this wasn't us." That's really the only time they've had any communication with anyone. So hopefully this will quell some of that. I don't think it's going to reinvigorate the fan base or bring new people to the game, but I think that people that stuck with it, they're going to have something fun to play around with for a little while here at least. I don't know.
Oh, we saw Doctor Strange.
Yes, we did.
Yo, don't spoil it for me.
I'm not spoiling it.
Good movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Decent, yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a solid B-.
Is there after credits?
Yeah.
There's mid-roll and after credits.
Oh wow. Was it good after credits?
Yeah.
I haven't spoiled it all for myself yet.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
No, you might be more interested in the mid-roll, but I personally prefer the Stinger.
Yeah. Stinger was
Was it Spider-Man?
no.
Was anything Spider-Man?
No.
Other than Spider-Man.
Was he in it?
No, Spider-Man on the other hand.
Yeah, Spider-Man was in it. Spider-Man wasn't.
Yeah.
Spider-Man didn't appear.
Yeah.
Now, Spider-Man. Now they play Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That place was thick with Spider-Man.
He's fling banging all over the place.
Oh, Petey Spider-Man? No, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
Going flap and flop.
All these different realities compounding on one another.
You got your hoodie sweater Spider-Man. You got your sparkly armor Spider-Man. You got lady Spider-Man. You got Spider-Man Lad, who is somehow a younger version of Spider-Man.
I love it.
You've got anime Spider-Man, which is normal Spider-Man, but he's got himself a miniskirt and some blue hair.
I love it.
Then of course there was War of Spider-Man, Crisis on Infinite Spider-Man.
One more day, Spider-Man.
Secret Spider-Man. More Spider-Man found out what he was going to give for his birthday, and he had to keep quiet about it.
With great power
Comes great Spider-Man. I cannot stop saying Spider-Man. Look, I
want to
understand.
stop saying Spider-Man.
I understand it's Spider-Man, but I can barely say that anymore.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Iron Man.
Spider-Man.
I think it's midnight.
All right, cool.
Power.
We will see you guys next week with our holes.
Flashman.